Guys, we got to talk about this. Stop sabotaging your skincare routine. Hey everyone, welcome back to SheriApproved. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new, welcome. And if you're already a part of the SheriApproved family, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Now, when dealing with people every single day, I get DMs on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, emails. I'm not able to answer everyone, but there are common things that I see in my interactions with people. Whether you're just starting a skincare routine or perhaps you've been doing a routine for a while and you're wondering why certain things are happening, why you're probably not seeing progress, what can you do to kind of help your skincare routine along? And I notice that there are a couple common things that a lot of people are doing or not doing, and they are actually sabotaging their skincare routine. And what do I mean by sabotaging your skincare routine? It's not working at its optimum level to give you the results you want because of certain things. Now, all the points may not be applicable to you. However, it is important to take note of these things because you might be able to make adjustments to your skincare routine that can actually help it work better. Now, I'm sure you guys are expecting me to talk about sunscreen first, but I'll actually leave that out of this video. This video might have more than one part because I made so many points, but I'm not going to be able to discuss all of them in one video. First thing I want to mention is, can we please just stop with the over-exfoliation, especially for people with skin of color? Sometimes I see people who have not used exfoliants before and they see something advertised, something that is very, very high strength. They jump into it and they start to use this product like crazy because, of course, they are desperate to get results. From the time you start seeing that plasticky looking skin, that shine, that's not the natural glow that we want, you have reached that stage of over exfoliation. What you're actually seeing is raw skin, and what you can expect is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. That's right. If you are a person with skin of color, once we get to that place where we're over exfoliating and we're causing additional irritation on the skin, we are actually creating more hyperpigmentation that's actually going to show up in the future. And the thing about it is, one of the reasons why people include exfoliation in their routine is sometimes to deal with hyperpigmentation. So you might be doing it, not doing it correctly, and then creating more of the same problem. Exfoliation is super important. However, you don't necessarily need to be using the strongest thing. Sometimes daily, gentle exfoliation is fine. And when I'm talking about gentle, I'm talking about a very low strength, maybe PHA, even a very low strength AHA that you sometimes find in cleansers, or very gentle exfoliating toners that were designed to be used on a daily basis. That's actually fine. But when we're talking about AHAs, glycolic acid, lactic acid, and so on, and we're looking at higher percentages, those are actually considered treatments, and they only should be used maybe 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the particular issues that you are addressing, the state of your skin, that is your skin condition, and all of these things will vary from person to person. So there are times when you actually need stronger exfoliants based on what you're dealing with, but there are also times when you may have been at a particular strength of exfoliant for a while, and based on how your skin is responding, we can actually taper you down and get you on probably a more daily gentle exfoliant rather than being high strength all the time. Again, it varies from person to person. The point is, you don't want to get to that point of over exfoliation trying to hasten your results, because that's going to cause more problems. Number 2, why are you not yet using chemical exfoliants? Now, I grew up in a time where the St. Ives apricot scrub was everything. Literally, I would go to Pennywise, and Pennywise would sometimes have the banded offers, and I would stock up on that. I would have a basket full of apricot scrub. I did so much damage to my skin using that for so long. And of course, I get it. When you use a physical exfoliant, there is that natural gratification. The skin feels smoother, it looks a little bit brighter, and you're like, yeah, I exfoliated. It could also become addicting because you might want to get that impact every single day, and then we could end up with the same problem that I just mentioned. However, do yourself a favor. If you're over 25, over 30, and you are still stuck on using primarily physical exfoliants for your exfoliation, and you have not moved over yet to chemical exfoliants, I highly recommend that you come over to this side. As I mentioned in point 1, there are so many options, so many strengths, so many formats that there is a chemical exfoliant for almost everyone. A lot of people used to be really afraid of alpha hydroxy acids, that AHAs, lactic acid, glycolic acid, but now there's mandelic acid, which has even bigger molecules, so it's even more gentle on the skin, less irritation. And now we even have PHAs, which are even larger in molecule size, way less irritation, and really great even if you have very sensitive skin. But why am I telling you to come over to the side of chemical exfoliants when probably the method doesn't really matter? Well, it kind of does. Now, like I mentioned, if you have probably very oily skin, or you notice like an extra buildup on the skin, or perhaps there's some flaky skin that you want to get off, or perhaps you probably also want like an extra smooth canvas just before an event, there's absolutely no problem with having a gentle physical exfoliant in your arsenal. I probably use it like once a month, especially close to my period when that sebum is a little bit thicker and I feel like I need a little bit of help. And that's not even guaranteed that I'll even use it once a month. If you are interested in really helping to even your skin tone, brighten your skin, you're looking at dealing with hyperpigmentation in a significant way, you're looking at encouraging collagen production because you want to deal with fine lines and wrinkles, then chemical exfoliation is the way to go. You want to make sure that that's your primary form of exfoliation. And if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend that you look into your options and you start, because that's going to help your skincare routine. You shouldn't be in your late 30s, 40s, 50s and still using physical exfoliants as your primary form of exfoliation. You're sabotaging yourself. The next point. If you're over 30 and you haven't started a retinoid yet, what are you waiting on? Please tell me, what are you waiting on? Now, if you didn't know about it, I'll give you a blind. However, if you've been following me for a while, on social media, or just researching skincare in general, I'm sure you would have come across somebody somewhere talking about a retinol, a retinoid, some type of product that falls under this umbrella. You might hear me repeat this a lot, but guys, trust me when I say prevention is a whole lot cheaper than trying to fix or cure skin issues. So why a retinol? Okay, so follow me here. The collagen production in our bodies naturally stop around our 20s. By the time you get to your 30s, you actually start losing 1% of that collagen every single year. For women, by the time we get to menopause, that reduction drastically increases. And for a lot of us, we're like, what happened to my face overnight? What happened? It's because we've stopped producing collagen decades ago, and we're actually losing collagen every single year. And this is why I'm talking about retinol, because retinol is one of those things that can be very preventative as well as a treatment. If you have fine lines and wrinkles, yes, you want to get retinol in, but using it starting from your mid-20s, early 30s is going to prevent having to do a lot of things later on. It is a no-brainer. Just start. Now, I do understand that a lot of people are afraid of using retinols. I have a retinol 101 video that I highly recommend you watch if you follow those guidelines. The majority of people will not experience irritation, because I always like to encourage my clients when it comes to retinoids and even exfoliation. Start slow and gradually build your frequency to what is going to be perfect for your skin. When it comes to retinoids, it doesn't necessarily also have to be strong. You could start at a very low percentage or a regular over-the-counter retinol strength. The key here is consistency and use over a long term. I always tell people retinol is the thing that you're using from now until the day you breathe your last breath. And if you really can't use retinol, maybe you're pregnant, maybe you've had like very bad experiences with retinol and your mind is just not there yet to try again, we now have bakuchiol. It is an alternative that has been proven to give very similar effects in the skin compared to retinol. However, with bakuchiol, if you want to get that comparative impact, you want to use it twice a day, and it is amazing for sensitive skin. So point number 4, where you could actually be sabotaging the results of your skincare routine, is that let's say you've actually started retinol, right? Maybe in your 20s, your 30s, perhaps even in your 40s, you're now starting retinol, and you've been using it for about 6 months or so. One of the ways that you could actually be holding yourself back with regards to getting better results is you're only using that retinol 2 to 3 nights a week. No. Everybody's skin is not at the same level when it comes to resilience. If you've tried to increase nights and you're having irritation and so on, and no matter how much you try, you just can't go more than that, then fine. We will take 2 to 3 nights over the long term. However, if you're doing 2 to 3 nights of retinol per week and you can increase to probably 4 or 5 nights, try adding an extra night gradually to develop the skin tolerance, because those extra nights are going to give you extra benefits. And on this point in general, when it comes to your active ingredients, when you're not using it at optimum frequency, you could be missing out on the intended results of that product. Now, I did do a post recently on Instagram. I'll try to include it in the description box below, where I listed quite a few common active ingredients and I talked about the percentages and the recommended frequencies. Now, of course, that's general, but it will work for the majority of people unless you're very sensitive or you have a specific skin issue that you need advice on, but you want to try to prioritize the skin issues that you have. And once you determine which are the ingredients you actually need, you want to look at what's the optimal frequency I want to get at with these ingredients, and taking into consideration how you're combining it with other active ingredients, and really develop a skincare routine that takes you to the right frequency of products in your routine. Because let's say you have your vitamin C serum and you're just using it once a week as opposed to using it every day, you're going to be completely missing out. Or let's say you have a daily gentle exfoliating toner like a PHA toner that's recommended for daily use, and you're only using it once or twice a week, you're probably not exfoliating at an optimal level that's good for your skin. And same thing with retinoids and other skincare ingredients. So you really want to review your routine when it comes to the frequency of the key active ingredients and see if you're really maxing out on the benefit that you can get. And the last point that I want to make in this video is that a lot of us are forgetting about our neck and our chest area, including me. And that was one of the things I spoke about in my video at the beginning of this year. Focus a little bit more on your neck and your chest area. Let me tell you guys something. Like, every time I sit in the car and I pull down that mirror, I like jump sometimes because I can see the drastic difference between my face and my neck. And I'm not just talking about here makeup wise and so on. I'm talking about, like, I could see the sun damage on my neck. I could see the hyperpigmentation. I could see the sunspots that are coming out now because of more sun exposure. For a very long time, I was applying my sunscreen just to my face. I am making a much greater effort now to ensure that I apply sunscreen on my neck, on my chest, on those exposed areas. Because think about it, you have way less fat stores in your neck. That skin is actually already naturally thinner. You don't have as much sebaceous glands in your neck as you do in your face. So already it is working against us. And that's why it is said that you actually see the signs of aging first on the neck before the face, because we have all these things that we're contending with. What does that mean? Yes, the sunscreen is important, and I'll talk about that in another video. But don't forget your active ingredients on your neck. I have mentioned this before, that your neck area can be a little bit more sensitive than your face. So the route that I have been personally taking is I think about my neck kind of like my eyes, and I try strengths that I would apply on my eyes on my neck. So that means, though, I'm perfectly fine with my vitamin C. So my vitamin C, I take all of my face, down my neck and my chest as well. But when it comes to other active ingredients, because now I need to work on fading some hyperpigmentation and some age spots and so on my neck. So I do want to have a little bit of exfoliation. I do very, very gentle exfoliation on my neck. But when it comes to retinoids, I use a more gentle retinol on my neck than I use on my face. So the same thing that I would apply on my under eye area, I apply on my neck. You could also use tranexamic acid, no problem. Peptides, absolutely. Make sure that you include these types of ingredients in taking care of your neck and chest area. It's hot, obviously. I think I gave you guys enough points for this video. Leave a comment down below if any of these are issues for you, if you learned anything in this video. If you have an additional comment that you would love to add to discussion, I would love to hear about it as well. And yeah, I think there's going to be a part 2, because I do have several other things that I've noticed that we might be doing to not maximize the results of our skincare routine, and I'll be sharing on that. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.